Good morning. Welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday, the 27th of June. Okay, let's have a look at the euro dollar first. And well, yesterday it looks like it's going to be quite a bearish day in the morning, but it picked up back in the afternoon and then gave it back again later in the afternoon. So a day of three halves. No, must be three thirds. Okay, certainly. A choppy old day yesterday, and it's pretty much what we've been seeing of late. Now, this morning it started already giving a bit of a kick to the upside, and when you look at this 4 hour, you've sort of got these higher lows, higher highs in there. Maybe this is the beginning of something, more of a bounce from that air kiss on the monthly pivot. You always get the idea that at some point it may just sort of break down and continue in the original sort of trend that was sort of sitting there. But for now, as I say, chop. We do have speakers today, and Draghi, the ECB president, is speaking at 9 a.m., which could well and truly affect the euro dollar. And also, then we've got an FOMC speaker later on at 4:15, and Fed Chair Yellen speaking at 6 o'clock. So plenty of speakers. In fact, we've also got Kashkari at 10:30 p.m. So plenty of speakers out there today, which could cause some volatility to most of these major pairs. Um, okay, so as I say, at the moment, looking at what we're seeing here, it almost looks like it wants to push up towards daily R1, maybe yesterday's highs there. There's certainly a possibility there, but just a bit of weakness coming into 8 o'clock. Maybe we'll see a switch back this morning. We'll see how this goes, but a break of perhaps at 21 could see us selling off a little bit more, maybe running towards yesterday's lows in the S1s sort of area. So as I said, it's really just see how this runs. Realistically, it may just chop, but the speakers could create a bit of direction. Looking then at the pound dollar. Now we've got a speaker coming out which will affect the pound dollar more than anything else. It's at 10:30. We've got actually the Bank of England financial stability report, and then we've got a speaker at the Bank of England Governor Carney speaking at 11. So certainly some potential volatility here. Now, from this daily picture, we're still sort of lower highs, lower lows. That's not changed, not broken anything yet. But well, after yesterday's immediate sell-off, it got into a real bit of chop zone here on this 4 hour. Again, though, you sort of got these higher lows, higher highs situation. So still with a possibility for the move upwards. When you start looking at it on an hourly basis, the pound is absolutely chopping at the moment. And just like the euro at the moment, looks like it could post 8 o'clock maybe sell off for a bit. So targets wise, well, you've got yesterday's sort of lows would be the obvious place back towards that weekly pivot, maybe the S1 if it sells through that this time. Any rallies? Well, yesterday's highs, it's even logical area through the R1, so it's where beyond that. Well, I sort of favour consolidation here, but we'll see what happens with the financial stability report at 10:30 and Carney's speech thereafter. Okay, that's the pound. Not hoping for too much this morning with this lot, guys. So the dollar yen. Well, the dollar yen finally properly hit that monthly pivot, and it's gone through it now, pierced it, but having a little bit of a turnaround here over the Asian session there, putting a shooting star, selling off a little bit at the moment, pivot swing potential. There's a possible from a 4 hour picture we may see a continuation to the downside there and run back towards that 4 hourly 50 area, the weekly pivot. It does look quite messy. What it's basically done here though at the moment is just called daily pivot, where from here, well, as I said, any downside would say a weekly pivot. Yesterday's lows at hourly 100 would obviously be another point where you'd be looking for. But to the upside, well, looking for that R1 if it starts breaking the more steeper trend here. Preference is to the upside. Okay, Aussie dollar. So the Aussie's been pushing up again. It's sort of one of the well, managed more so than the other pair to make a bit of traction against the US dollar here, and it's pushing up higher lows, higher highs. At the moment, it's already hit the daily pivot at the R1. My outlook there would probably be a load of chop. It's not even diverging here, so there's a possibility it could shove up even some more towards that daily, that weekly R1 sort of territory, the daily R2. If it pushes up there, I think that'll probably give it a decent amount of resistance, depending on anything news-wise that flushes that out. But for now, we may have already hit the tops here, but if it does push up further later, that would be a sort of a target area at least. Canadian dollar, well, let's just have a quick flick of price of oil at the moment. It's sitting up a little bit better at 43, starting to pick up then. So just looking at the higher lows, higher highs, maybe now it's doing its turn, but technically some of these markets look like they can. I mean, it's like the Canadian dollar here. It's where if oil does push back up, and based on this, we should. I was looking at this yesterday, and well, we could break this trend line and sell off here. Short term, really, we still haven't got hit the weekly pivot above us. It's any rallies, I'd be looking for that at least. And maybe more today. It's got into a bit of a chop zone here, and well, really need to see the break. There's nothing really clear on this from this hourly point of view in terms of its direction. As I said, the bigger the daily direction may be looking for some downside, and it may be that we just come back down towards this daily R1 if it sells beyond the pivot here, if it breaks the pivot level. Looking for the R1, yesterday's lows, as a possible target to the downside. Any rallies? Well, it's as I said, it's got an untouched weekly pivot. Just that maybe find resistance on its own. Okay, that's pretty much it for today. As I said, lots of speakers out there today, which may affect the euro dollar particularly, and of course the pound dollar. But have a great one. Take care. Bye for now.